Days of Our Lives fans, from March 24 to April 4, things are about to get wild in Salem. Julie Williams is absolutely disgusted by what she discovers. Sarah Horton is shaken, and Chad DiMera is not able to keep his cool. You won't want to miss a minute of the action. And before we dive into all the juicy details, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell on Soap Opera Daily so you never miss out on the latest spoilers and updates. So let's jump right in. See week of March 24 to 28, 2025. The week kicks off with Chad DiMera getting closer to Cat Greene. Even though he was suspicious of her at first, he's letting his guard down. And now they're not only working together to save the hospital, but also growing more comfortable with each other. And honestly, the chemistry between them is hard to miss. Speaking of chemistry, Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez enjoy a cozy night in with a candlelight dinner. Javi is totally smitten and tells Gabi Hernandez that he's head over heels for Leo. He's convinced it's the real deal. But Gabi thinks otherwise. She's sure Leo's up to no good and warns Javi that he's going to get his heart broken. And knowing Leo, that's true as well. At the cop shop, JJ Devereaux puts Dame Melinda Trask in the hot seat over the stolen necklace she's flaunting. Turns out Julie Williams has already filed a police report about it. But that's not all. Doug Williams is so worried. He actually calls Holly Jonas to warn her about Melinda being spotted with the stolen necklace. And that's a valid concern because Tate Black makes a phone call to Julie and flat out tells her that Doug's grandson, Doug III, stole the Horton family necklace. On Tuesday, March 25, Julie Williams confronts Doug III, and it will not be a friendly chat. Her house guest is about to get the boot, and Julie is glaring daggers at him. Honestly, it doesn't seem like Doug is going to bother denying it. Something tells us he's about to come clean, but we'll have to wait and see. Tate, in the meantime, is trying to cover up his guilt over betraying what Holly asked him to do when he's talking with his girlfriend. And I will say that's Tate's girlfriend for now. We'll see just how mad Holly is before all is said and done on the Peacock soap. Elsewhere, Marlena Evans and Steve Johnson spend some time reminiscing about John Black. They're fresh from DC and already plotting their next move, heading to Estonia to search for him. But let's be real. As they pointed out, Estonia is a whole country. You can't just stroll in and ask, hey, have you seen this guy? They're going to need more than blind hope to track him down. Back in Salem, EJ DiMera and Ava Vitale can't help but clash again. They run into each other outside the Brady pub, and things get riled up fast. Kristen DiMera is out for blood, and her target is her own brother, EJ. She's furious that he got rid of Mama Rachel Blake, and even though EJ may not have killed her, Kristen is assuming the worst. After all, she thought her mother was dead for years, only to finally get her back. Midweek in Salem, EJ is trying to smooth things over with Johnny. But what do you really say to your son when he finds out that you coerced his mom into bed, basically forcing himself on her? Now, Johnny feels like he's forever tainted as the child of rape. So I am not entirely sure how someone can defend this. Holly Jonas is sticking by Doug, who's been kicked out of the Horton house for being a thief. But instead of landing behind bars, he's hiding out at the Kiriakis mansion, fresh out of the shower and wrapped in just a towel. Doug gets an unexpected visit from Holly, and she will flat out tell him that her own boyfriend, Tate, who snitched on him to Julie, ouch. And speaking of Tate, he's turning to Sophia once again. Whenever there's trouble with Holly, he runs straight to Sophia for comfort. Will they end up crossing the lines while Tate looks for sympathy? Chanel Dupree and Paulina Price are staying hopeful about the adoption of Tate and Sophia's baby. But the big question is whether Amy will stick with the plan. On Thursday, Xander Kiriakis is tearing into Phillip. Xander is convinced that Phillip slept with Stephanie Johnson behind Alex Kiriakis' back. He's so furious that he marches right over to Alex and spills the whole thing. Xander flat out tells him that Phillip and Stephanie have been sneaking around, lying, and cheating on him. Naturally, Alex goes ballistic. He already hates Phillip, so hearing this makes him even more furious. In the middle of the Kiriakis living room, Alex lunges at Phillip, calls him a few choice names, and threatens him. As for Sarah Horton, she's busy cooking up another lie, and she actually asks Stephanie to play along. It seems like Sarah's crazy enough to think that Stephanie might help cover up what Xander overheard by pretending there's something going on between her and Phillip. But Stephanie might not play any more games. She's had enough of the lies and isn't about to get dragged into this mess. Also watch out as Holly Jonas finally confronts Tate Black for ratting out Doug III. Melinda gives Gabby a warning about something, and I believe it's about Leo's involvement in the stolen necklace deal. End of the week, on Friday, Things in Salem get even messier. Andrew Donovan gives Steve Johnson some new info about John Black's fate. Andrew admits he's been lying to Paul Narita, John's son. Turns out Andrew knows a lot more about John's mission than he's let on. Later, he pulls Marlena aside and warns her that time is running out for John. The clock is ticking, and they need to act fast. Marlena will also spend some time with Paul, and they will reminisce about John. It's a sweet but heavy moment, knowing John's life is hanging in the balance. Back in Salem, Alex Kiriakis finally confronts Stephanie Johnson. He asks her point blank if she's sleeping with Phillip. But Stephanie's had enough of the lies. She comes clean about the forgery and refuses to cover for anyone. And that sends Sarah and Phillip into an absolute panic as the week comes to an end. And over at the Brady pub, Kate Roberts is freaking out. She's been hiding the whole forgery and fraud mess from Roman Brady, but she knows she can't keep it under wraps forever. Week of March 31 to April 4, 2025. During this week, the official countdown mode to Xander finding out that Phillip defrauded him, but Alex might be convinced to keep the dirty secret under wraps, at least for a little while. Still, it feels like this scandal won't fully explode until May sweeps. Like, Kate Roberts might just face the backlash that DiMera wished on Cat after Roman finds out about her fraud. Over at the Horton house, the big question is whether Julie will press charges against Doug for stealing her necklace. She's furious, but maybe not mad enough to send Doug Williams' namesake grandson to jail. But if JJ finds out about the truth, he might arrest Doug anyway, whether Julie likes it or not. While all of this is going on, Chanel Dupree and Paulina Price are still fighting hard to secure the adoption of Amy Choi's baby. But Johnny DiMera is totally distracted by his growing resentment toward his father, EJ. With every encounter, Johnny's anger keeps building, and it could lead to a major confrontation soon. Wow, what a crazy couple of weeks coming up on Days of Our Lives, right? With Xander closing in on Phillip's fraud, Julie fuming over Doug Third's betrayal, and Johnny's anger toward EJ hitting new heights. It's going to be nonstop drama. And let's not forget Kate's massive secret hanging over her head. Will Roman find out and turn on her? What do you think? Will Julie press charges, or will Johnny finally cut ties with EJ for good? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments. I love hearing what you guys think. And of course, if you're loving these days spoilers, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell on Soap Opera Daily so you never miss out on the latest twists from Salem. See you next time.